great projects, Utopia or Astroworld. Um, you know, again, like I said, for the sake of conversation, um, the band these two great projects. Um, two of Travis Scott's, you got the follow up and the sequel to Astro World, and the prior, and I think like I said, they both are, I think, have their own separate sounds in a lot of ways and moods between, I think, the whole Utopia thing. I think the whole concept of Utopia, if I had to give my opinion, I think, Travis Scott was really trying to create a new world with his music. This Utopia world as it pertains to, this kind of new sound of music he's trying to bring, obviously to us as the listeners and consumers. Um, that I think, I think he was able to do that. I think it definitely was a different sound in a lot of ways, but still Travis. Um, and then Astro World brought its own sound as well. I think the Astro World sound was a lot more of like a like amusement park vibes, roller coaster kind of vibes. I remember my first time listening to the Astro World album. It definitely gave me, you know, um, I felt like I was on a roller coaster because it was just so entertaining. The music and just the sequence of how he sequenced every song from one, two, three, four to the last joint on it. It was a very great sequenced album. Um, and everything made sense. It was all the records were great. And that was, to me, in my opinion, probably the most influential slash significant album of the last decade. So 2010 to 2020. I think you had to look at every album that came out. I think Astro World in that decade was the most significant, and it had the most impact, especially during the time that it came out, for those who were there and experienced it and saw kind of just the tour, the Astro World tour, and experienced it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but I definitely saw the concerts and stuff like that. It was definitely a major moment, just culturally, and yeah, all over the world. It was a major. Um, so I think obviously, just at the beginning of the decade, we'll see how significant the Utopia will have in time to come moving forward. But uh, I definitely think the Astro World. I would between the two albums, I would go with Astro World. Just think it was just the energy on that album was just very, like, you know just very, very, very unique. And I think like I said, Utopia, great album, but I don't think the moment, he's gonna go on tour and stuff, so we'll still see how significant the album will be. Obviously, the album is very fairly fresh, new. Honestly, I need to do some more re-listenings when it comes to the album. I need to listen to the album a little bit more. Um, so that I can get even more of a better sense of the album. Um, and so, um, nonetheless, I will say that just from the sounds that I've listened to thus far, I would say Astroworld.